Good morning, YouTube family.
Good morning on this really sunny day.
Sunny day.
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
Hey,
You're
guess what?
live.
You're live. Well,
That's
how is
funny.
everyone? Happy Friday, guys. We made it.
Happy Friday! Live stream Friday!
We made it. We made it. Whoop whoop.
Woo-hoo.
Party.
The end of the week,
End of the
finally. Woo!
Not quite for me though. I gotta do 8 hours of real work. So real people,
Real work?
real outside work.
Real outside work. Well,
This.
my work's here. At home. So,
So
it's still work.
it's work. So how's your week been?
Not real work. That's been pretty good. How's your week been?
It's been, it's been busy. Like, the weather's been kind of, with the weather, it's added a little more work into the whole nightly thing. Sorry, guys.
The sun's, because of where the sun is right now, it's kind of blinding. So sorry, it'll move in a little bit.
So it's, with the way the weather's been, it's put more work into my night workload. So it's like, with salt and mud and all that, and it's like, ugh. But slush, and it's
Ice.
what you got to deal with, and oh my God! Speaking of ice,
Yes.
speaking of ice, how was your walk home?
Pretty crappy.
Yeah, mine last night coming home was like, I could have done speed skating from my job to home.
Mm.
And with that darn hill we got to deal with,
Uh-huh.
you know,
There's there's a rail bridge. We'll show it to you one of these days. Walking up to where we go for coffee, and it gets pretty icy there, I must say, because they
Pretty.
don't plow it, which we talked about, I think, either last week or
we
something.
both kind of covered it.
And I got pictures of it, which I'll have to show you. Like, that's every time it snows.
Yeah.
It's like that.
And it's like 11:30 at night, so you can't really see, and it's got that fine thin layer of snow.
Yeah, but it's like all ice.
It's all
like
it's
it's like walking through the Andes or
and
something,
and I want to, it's 11:30 at night. I want to get home before like midnight,
Well, you
12:30.
don't.
I'd like to get home like in a reasonable time frame, and it's like I'm walking like, I've got a lead anchor tied to my butt because I'm wanting to move so slow that
Well, so you don't fall.
I don't
Like,
fall.
It could be pretty treacherous. So when I was walking home, there's parts where it's not so busy car-wise, and I was out walking on the road because the road is nice and clear, yet the sidewalks, oh no, they're all icy. And so there's this other couple who's walking up the opposite direction, and they're like, yeah, I don't blame you, because they were walking on the road too, on the
Yeah.
other side of the street. And it's
Well-
like, yeah, it's too dangerous to walk on the sidewalks.
well, I came up when I came home because I made a stop on the way, and I came like Lakeshore,
Oh, you did?
that sidewalk, beauty.
Oh, yeah, because they take care of the main roadside. Well, except
Nah.
the one, but the lakeshore usually.
It was beautiful, so I could really boogie, up the road, but I hit as I got closer to our place here, and it's like, oh, I hit that one icy spot, and it's like, guy was coming up towards me. I said, hey, good neighbor kind of thing, and I said, hey, be careful as you're walking up, because you're not gonna see it,
Mm-hmm.
because like how the light, you can't see black ice, or if it's
Well,
it's
black
slick.
ice is more on the road, but yeah.
Or that icy spot if it's slick. And so it's like, I thought I'd better give this guy a heads up. So I did my good deed for the day.
Yes, you did. Well, I mean, that's what we were talking about before, is the fact that they don't plow the road or the
Yeah.
sidewalks. I mean, yeah, like
There's
you
no
were
real-
talking about in your Wednesday, Oh yeah, the roads are nice and pristine. No ice, no snow, nothing on it. Sidewalks, oh, you got slush, you got ice, you got
Hills.
snow, you got all this
You're scaling
stuff on
Everest.
it, and
Yeah.
you're either on a skating rink or you're like going up and down and having to wobble to keep your
Mm-hmm.
balance. I mean, there's no
Mm-hmm.
reason for it. It should be better done.
Oh, of
You know,
course,
like
of course.
do it more than once during a snowstorm. Don't do it 2 or 3 days later.
Mm-hmm.
And salt better.
Oh,
Salt more than once, like you do on the road. I mean, it's just as dangerous for pedestrians walking as it is for cars to drive.
okay. Just to let our let them know what our silly salter guys, sidewalk guys. So it'll go salt, salt.
Or nothing, nothing,
Think
nothing,
nothing.
nothing. Salt.
Salt.
Nothing, nothing,
Nothing,
nothing,
nothing,
nothing,
nothing.
nothing. Salt.
Salt.
Nothing, nothing. Oh, then no, salt, 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 salt.
Salt.
Nothing, 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 nothing. I mean, it's
There's no consistency. You know?
or they'll actually drive right off the sidewalk and it's like half on the curb area
Or half
and,
onto
and a
someone's.
quarter on the sidewalk or you're on a slant like this or on grass.
You know, I'm sure many of our neighbors on our walk.
I'm sure if you have snow in your area, you probably have the same problem. Maybe. Wait, we used to actually have better sidewalk plows,
Yeah.
drivers, and that than we do now.
But ever since
Because
they
they
contracted,
contracted it out. It used to be done by the city,
it out, not
and it was
anymore.
done more frequently, and it was much better. Now it's done by contractors, and they don't seem to care
Slipshod.
about doing the job, and it shows.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more dangerous. I mean, we shouldn't have to choose between walking on the sidewalk and walking on the road. Like, do we want to potentially get hit by a car and
Or
be able
slip
to
or-
walk properly without worrying about falling, or do we walk on the sidewalk and worry about falling and
Breaking your
breaking
head.
something or hitting your head, or
Yeah.
I mean, especially for seniors. There's a
Oh.
lot of seniors in our area. People
Excuse
with
me.
disabilities. I passed a lady with a mobility scooter. She was having a heck of a time
For sure.
getting on the sidewalk. It's
sure.
like the wheels will spin or
Yeah.
they'll get stuck.
And this poor old girl is probably going to have to switch over for when, while she can, she'd probably have to go ride the road, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she was on the sidewalk, but I passed her on a pretty main road. But yeah, I've seen them on the road because of that. Now, if you're driving, you're wondering why are these people on the road? Get on the sidewalk. Well, that's why in the winter
You know,
it's a lot safer actually, even if there are cars on the road.
and it's sad that you're forced to have to do that, but
Well, and you shouldn't have to be
you
forced to
shouldn't be.
do that.
um,
I mean, if politicians and stuff can give themselves raises for subsidies, which is, I think, I'm not sure if we talked about that last week,
yes, we did.
but
did.
give them raises for housing subsidies because it's just too expensive for, them who make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to live in a city close to where they're working, can vote themselves raises, every so often. Well, I think instead of doing that, put the money in the budget for snow removal or for, something like that
Sidewalk
actually
maintenance
benefits your
during the winter.
city instead of your own pocket would be
Yeah.
nice.
So, like, catch
But
me up.
that's one of our another rant.
That's
for
a rant.
today.
That's
you get
another
that
rant.
a lot here.
Yeah.
But, it's okay.
We like to.
Well, you could give us your opinions too.
Yeah. Like,
you
let's
know.
hear it. Let's hear it. Like, we want to know what you think.
Yeah.
How
Well,
is-
does it happen in your city?
Exactly. How does your city deal with inclement weather like snow? Wherever you are, do you get a lot of snow on as your city works guys? Are they right on the ball, quick at getting it dealt with, or are they just kind of
Take forever.
twiddling their thumbs?
I know some places in the south don't really get snow, and you're lucky.
You're lucky.
But I know. But then on the flip side of it, when you do get snow, it's a lot harder because you don't have.
don't have the
I know. I
equipment.
know a lot of northerners will make fun of you because we're used to it. So I
Yeah.
mean, people here that they're used to driving in the snow or walking in it and that kind of thing. So you don't have the equipment. Say our city does to
No.
deal with it, or cities with a lot more snow.
Yeah.
So I mean, we get it, but just like you guys like making fun of us when it gets hot.
So
but, see,
occasionally-
actually, here we're used to it. It gets pretty hot
Yeah.
here. Maybe not 140 110 or
I would
whatever.
never. I would never leave the house.
But no.
No.
But it can get pretty warm here. 80, 90,
Yeah.
90s even, 90, mid 90s we can get here. But
And that makes me that would make me miserable.
we've gotten that high here.
And that's what I mean. That makes me
I
miserable.
know. I love that.
She
I
loves
love
the
the
heat.
I love
She
the
does.
I love
And, I don't mind it being warm, but when you're sitting and you're cooking in your own juice, it's like, you still have so much to do outside, and you're like,
Are you having a walk in or you're like just
every
pouring sweat?
every step you take,
Yeah.
your sweat glands are just pumping out sweat to cool you down, and and you can almost hear that because
Sizzle.
you're sizzling, exactly. Well, hey, listen, catch me up. As you guys know, I do work nights, so one of the shows
There's a couple of shows we watched.
I'm really digging is 60 Days In.
Yes, actually, this is the 5th season, but it's only the first season we've watched because it's just either there's other stuff we have watched that are on at the same time or whatnot. So it's actually the first season we actually caught and we started watching it because the sheriff on it.
He was
We've
on
seen
Live
on
PD.
Live PD.
Yeah.
That's on tonight. Yay! Let us know if you're a Live PD fan.
Are you
or a 60 Days In fan?
Are you part of the Live PD Nation?
Yeah. Yeah. This is what the third episode or second? It's the third episode. Seventh, I think.
Yeah.
Last night.
So what happened? It's like I know when the last time I saw it, he was kind of the one Steve, the private investigator, was kind of pitching a fit, going,
Yeah.
I know everything, and I'll give you about 10 minutes before I stand up in this beep 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 beep.
Yeah, because he's been there like 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, I know how the drugs get into this prison. I know how it all works, because I think that's what he was sent in for.
Each of the participants were given an assignment to deal with, and they were working in teams.
But he was. What they
Solo.
call that solo. The other participants don't know he's there, but I think he might know about them. I'm not sure, but they don't know about him. But
Yeah.
So it didn't really make any waves when he got taken out to them because they don't even know about him.
That he's
but
there,
they
yeah,
think he's just
exactly.
an inmate. But yeah. Well, it left off with him. If you haven't seen it.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert,
Alert.
spoiler alert. But possibly by the time you see this, you might have seen it. So it starts off, he's still at the, I'm going to blow this up if you don't come in and get me. And he's doing that signal that he's supposed to do. And so they give him he sits down, they send him a note.
Yeah, that I remember.
And he calls them and then says, I'm going to blow it up if nobody comes, blah, blah, blah. I know how it all works and all this. So then he sits down and they ask him, because you don't get notes in prison. Mm-hmm. Nobody hands you a note in prison.
Well, when you see all the inmates' heads do like this.
They're looking because it's unusual.
Yeah.
And so the one guy asks him, what was that all about? And he goes, it was my lawyer that he had something about,
because he made up something about a case or whatever he was in. And
yeah, something about the case, that they need to talk to him about the case or something like that. So that's why he had to call, But I don't think they really believed it. A lot of them didn't. And he goes, oh, okay, the guy who asked him. And so then he goes, sits down, and then the guards call him out.
Yeah.
And he thinks, I'm going to go talk to Sheriff Lamb.
Yeah.
And so they walk him down the hall, and they said, okay, we're taking you out. They removed him from the program because of his antics. They couldn't trust him, and he's putting himself in danger.
And the others in danger.
Putting the others in danger. And that's not the point. I mean, you got killers in here, gang members, so you can't act like that,
Because where this jail is located, it's on the border where there's a lot of cartel activity.
Yeah.
So a lot of inmates.
It's in Pinal County, Arizona this time.
So a lot of inmates are cartel connected. So it's like you don't need this wildfire going. I know everything. I know everything.
Well,
blah, 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 blah.
like he's only been there. I think at that point it might have been a day,
Maybe a couple days.
Maybe a day or two, and I already know how it works. I know because he overheard ones in the the
in
dorm, that little pod talking, and so I know how it works. I know how it works, and
wow.
But so they pulled him, and he was surprised. They're like, "What?" But I'm getting you the information, and they're like, "Well, you're endangering yourself, and you're endangering those in the pod, or the whole program." And so they took him out, and he's like, "But I was doing what I was supposed to do, and you're taking me out." Yeah, they're taking you out because you're not actually doing what you're supposed to be doing. So they took him out. So he's gone. So
But he was a bit of a survivalist and not,
He was just a nut. Let's face it. So then the girls, Vivian, Jasmine, and Brooke, and they told them not to kind of group up, but they kind of did. Brooke kind of wants to keep herself separate.
That's the blonde girl.
The blonde, yeah, the blonde.
See? Lights changed a little
bit. Yeah, you're starting to be able to see a little bit better. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm in shadow, she's in sun.
So...
yeah, I know she wanted to kind of...
Yeah, she wanted to do her own, because she's like, that's what they told us to do.
Yeah, don't get together.
Not get together, not because it could put them at risk, because they don't really know each other in the end. Here they are really chummy, and they're all three of them are different races, and it's very kind of race oriented in the jail.
One's really white, one's black, and one's Latino.
So they're all different, right? So that alone is, I mean, they do all talk, but they don't hang out all the time. They mostly hang out with their own race, and yet they kind of hang out a lot.
Yeah.
Well, they hang out with Brooke. She kind of tries to keep herself a little bit separate, but they eat together. They eat lunch and dinner and all that stuff together, and so it talks about that. And then Brooke had an idea that there's this drug addict in there. She goes around asking everybody for food or snacks. And I'll pay you back. And, next week from commissary. And,
sorry about that.
And how it goes. But anyway, from commissary, and so she goes around. So Brooke thought it was a good opportunity to maybe create like a connection with her. So she asked her for, like, Brooke, or not the girl, asked her for some snacks or some food. And so she goes, okay. So they write down a list of what she gave her and what she's supposed to give her back. And so everyone's like, don't do that, can't trust her, And Brooke's kind of like playing it like, don't worry about it. She doesn't care about snacks kind of thing. She's just trying to kind of gain some trust with her.
Yeah.
And she didn't tell them that, but that's what she's doing. And so she does that. And so she goes, well, next Saturday, that girl will give her my snacks back. So Jasmine and Vivian are like, don't trust her. So especially Jasmine. She's like, she's a liar, you're not going to get anything back from her, blah, blah, blah. And Brooke's like saying, relax, kind of thing. So the next week, the girl comes back and gives her part of what she's supposed to give her. She's supposed to give her 2 sodas, though, but she only gives her 1. And I forgot something else she neglects to give her. Brooke doesn't care. She just wants to try to build trust with her. She doesn't care if she gets everything she wants. But Brooke and Jasmine and Vivian, they just went like really angry and really upset, and they start going after this girl. Don't do it, don't. And they tell everybody that the girl didn't give her everything that she was supposed to give her.
That's gonna get this junkie a beat down for that.
Well, it'll ostracize her, kind of,
Yeah.
because Jasmine talks to everybody. She's like friends with everybody in the pod.
That's the black girl.
The black girl.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Jasmine, and Vivian is the Hispanic, and so she's got telling everybody, and so then the other ladies go to don't nobody give that girl, I think her name was Kim or something, that girl anything else anymore. She doesn't repair her promise, doesn't keep her promises. She didn't give Brooke back what she said she was gonna give her, all that stuff. And so Brooke's like, oh great, thanks, I'm trying to work my mission here, not make friends, and you basically just blown it for me, basically. So and now Jasmine is getting a bit of an attitude, I find. Like, almost becoming like this top dog kind of thing.
Oh, she's becoming the pod bully?
Almost. Not bully, but yeah, like, because I'm not sure what happened. Like, I guess they get credits for the phone.
Yeah.
To phone calls that they can make. And she was down to like $3. I didn't hear, it was too fast, how much they get. And,
Sorry, I need a drink.
And, but she was down to like $3, and so she was saying, oh, somebody stole my money off my, they get pins, because they have accounts, and then you put pin, like you access it with a pin number, so I don't know how anybody could have stole her pin unless she had it on paper and someone read it, so, but that's not really clear. You know, I want to run it down. I mean, you're there with criminals, you know.
Hello.
So she's going, yelling at everybody. Who stole my pin? Who stole my pin? Who stole my money? And she just
losing her crud.
Oh yeah. And Brooke and Vivian are like, don't yell at everybody, kind of thing. Because you're actually putting you're making a huge target. But she was going on and on and on and on. And
jeez, sounds like a good episode, man.
Oh, it was. I PVR'd it for you, so
beauty.
You can watch it. You don't miss anything. And then with the guys, two of them are really becoming like not heads. They call them
shot callers.
Yeah, like second in command. David, who's a black guy, and
he's a cop.
He's a cop, and so he's kind of made himself second in command because he made friends with the head of the black gang in there.
I think his name was
Rocker.
Yeah.
And
he's a big boy.
Yeah, and he's kind of made friends with him, so now he's second in command. And so now they're listening to what he says too.
Yeah.
And Rocker said that to me. Your word means something here. It carries some weight. And there's a new white guy who came in that they had heard from another pod was a snitch, and they're like, they don't want snitches. And sorry, that's the other guy. Sorry, but which we'll get to in a minute. But one of the white head guy, I forget what his name is, Oni, I think. And
he heads the woods.
And then there's his second said, because everybody else in the pod cleans.
Yeah.
Keeps their pod clean, the common area clean, but they're saying that the black portion does not. And they're like, that's not fair. So he went, instead of going to Rocker, he went to David.
Ooh, taboo.
And David's like, he's come. It shows respect. It shows that he's got some say.
Yeah.
There now. And so he said, he was, he wasn't like, like that, but he was explaining their position and all that. So David's like, because he himself likes it clean. So he kind of agreed with him. So he went, talked to Rocker, and Rocker called a meeting.
Mm.
And David led the meeting about we got to keep it clean. You know, we want respect. We want, you know, we need to earn that. Everybody else is keeping their areas clean. We need to do the same.
We don't want them dogging us, kind
You
of
know,
thing.
these are the rules. And so when they didn't, again, oh, he just went all off. Oh, do what I say, and you know, and there's more of that next week too.
I missed a lot.
Oh yeah, it was a good episode.
Dang.
Check it out. And then same with the I don't know if you want me to tell you everything, but then the other one,
AB.
AB, who is former gang member and former convict, the only convict, and
He did some serious
he's
time.
done some time. I think he did about 16 years
Yeah.
for different offenses. He's also kind of slipping back into, because he used to be, I think, a head in a gang. He's kind of slipping a little bit back into that too, and that's something that they said they worried about,
Yeah.
is if the old AB would come back. And that's what the white guy who they brought into the pod,
Mm.
and they thought was a snitch. There's rumors that it was, and so the Chicanos, or the Hispanic groups in there, went to their head white guy and said, you know, you might want to try to roll him out or get rid of him because they don't want snitches in there. And the white guy, like, who are you, more or less? He's been there a while.
Yeah.
You know, who are you, blah, blah. And so he knew he kind of overstepped a bit. Even though the whites there are outnumbered, they still kind of respect each other. Because he carries,
He
because
earned
he's
his
been there
spot.
a while, he's earned a spot. So he
Yeah.
went and he you know, I'm sorry, you know, not trying to disrespect you, but, you know, it can be a worry, that kind of thing. And so they made, like, peace, and he did go talk to him.
Yeah.
And I forget, you'll have to watch it, what the white guy said, but he ended up being moved anyway, but because they
Forced him out.
forced him out, but it wasn't because he was a snitch, it was for some other reason, but it was actually a very good episode.
Oh.
You know,
Well,
I won't tell you all so that
now I
you
have
can
some.
watch it, but there's still a lot. That's like kind of, as we call it,
And
the
then-
Cole's Notes version, or Cliff's Notes. Cliff's Notes for you guys, but if they even exist anymore.
There's a question we can throw. Does Cliff Notes or
Cole's Notes
Cole's
here
Notes
exist
exist
anymore?
anymore? They did when we were coming up.
I don't know. I haven't seen them in the bookstore.
No.
Basically, what they are, if you don't know, the older ones will know, but if you don't know, it's like, say in school you were asked to read, say, War and Peace or Les Miserables or something
And
like
it's
it's a
like
really
this.
big book, like thick. Cliff's Notes or Cole's Notes, the abridged version, or it's like extremely abridged version, so they're like,
Like
this
this.
big. So it gives you the main points of the story. But you probably could do that online now. But
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
didn't have that option growing up. But
No. So, I see we've got something new here.
something new we're gonna try.
It is the
There is a message for you.
Flaming Hot Nacho Doritos.
There, I'll show you.
Flaming Hot Nacho Doritos.
Now, I don't mind spice. I like spice, but he, on the other hand, might have a little bit of an issue with
So
it.
you might see a side of me that, you know.
They're new. We just saw these like a week or so ago
Yeah, and
in the store.
so we don't know what they taste like, but we thought we'll go with
Supposedly flaming hot.
Flaming Hot. So we thought we'd go with a small bag.
Yes, just in case neither one of us liked it.
All right,
But give it a try.
crack that sucker open.
Hence why we have milk.
Milk.
You know.
And
I got water, but I'll steal his if I have to.
water, exactly. Put your sniffer in there and tell the viewers what you
Smells
think.
like nachos. To me, they don't smell any
Spicy.
spicier than the spicy nacho, the ones that you like. Okay.
I'm afraid.
To me, they don't. Of course, they could be spicier. Okay, so that's obviously they look like traditional nachos.
Why does mine look like I got more?
I think you got more seasoning than I do.
Probably do.
Oh, there's another one.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
1, 2, 3.
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
How was that one?
I don't think I got as much seasoning, but.
Here, let me get you one with some kick on it because. Woo! Here, try that one.
Oh. I don't fair. And you guys. Oh, look what he gives me.
Hey.
Look how much spice is on that.
I'm gonna take the hit with you. Here we go.
It's spicy.
You can feel it at the tip of your tongue.
Later on, too.
Yeah.
Kicks in after.
Yeah. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. It tastes like the traditional nacho flavor one, but with more kick, more heat to it.
I'm sweating around the eyes. Wow.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah, it builds. And I find it's like on the side and on the tip of your tongue.
Flaming hot? Maybe. I guess.
Well,
It's pretty hot.
all right, let's do one more. Hey, no bag shakes.
That's bad.
Hey, no.
What? They're all pretty well covered. Like, it's not like I'm getting one.
Oh, girl, please.
What?
Oh,
So pick one that's not.
no bag shaking.
Bag shake.
All right.
No bag shaking.
Yeah, you're starting to get a little glisteny.
Oh, we're also in the sun. That might have something to do with it. The sun's pretty hot here, too. Hot, but
Ah,
flaming hot. To me, I guess if you don't really
if you
if you're not good with heat, then yeah, it probably would be
you probably would, you know.
pretty hot. I mean, it's hot, it's spicy, but see, I'm a little better with spice or heat than he is. What do you think?
I don't know if I could eat a whole bag of this, because
That's why we're splitting it.
it'd probably ruin me for sure.
Yeah.
You know, but so far, oh my god,
A lot of them are pretty
pretty coated.
pretty coated.
Well, I think we read the ingredients yesterday.
Yeah, there's like bell pepper,
2 types of pepper
green
and garlic.
garlic. I like garlic though. Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, they do taste like he likes the spicy
The
nacho one, and I like the or spicy
Zesty.
zesty, and I like nacho.
Nacho.
So This is more like mine, like flavor, but with kick to it. So it has a very similar flavor to the nacho one, but with like a whole bunch of spice added onto it, kind of thing. So it's hotter definitely
Regular nacho chips.
than a regular nacho, but and I guess if you really don't like spice, you would find it pretty hot.
Yeah.
It is pretty hot. To me, it's not too bad. It's hot, but it's not too bad.
I can take
for me.
You know what? I can take a bit, but
I probably wouldn't necessarily eat the whole bag in one sitting. I hardly ever do anyway. Eat a whole bag of chips in one setting.
no, this wouldn't be the one I would buy.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't because I don't mind spice, but I don't necessarily just want to taste heat in food. I like
Flavor.
flavor, and it does have flavor. Like I said, I've tasted hotter, but it's pretty hot. Like I said, if you're not really into heat, it's gonna be pretty hot. I mean, if you like spice, you probably like it. So I'd recommend it. It's pretty good flavor. If you're not that into the spice or heat, you might want to go with one of the milder ones.
Like
it is pretty hot.
Milk.
No, I'm okay. See, that's what I mean. It's not hot enough for me for milk. Water is okay for me. So it's warm but hot, but it's not hot that you need milk.
Plus, also too, I have a pretty sensitive stomach too, so.
And yet here you pick these.
Well, we saw it and we wanted to.
Try it.
We wanted to try it and review it. Personally, no, I wouldn't be buying this another time. I'm not enjoying it.
Not enjoying it?
No.
Too hot.
A little. The first one wasn't bad.
Well, it wasn't as much.
But
of course, the more you eat, the hotter it's gonna get.
But every subsequent one after that was like just packed with seasoning, and it's like.
Yeah, there's a lot here that has a lot of seasoning on it.
Like, I'm not directly in the sun, and Four Towers will tell you if she were to look at me, like look around my eyes, like I'm sweat.
Yeah, pretty hot. I think with me, I don't feel like, you know how when you get hot from eating, it's almost you feel warm internally.
Yeah.
I don't have that, so I think with me being hot, it's more to do with the sun than the chips. Because like to me, it's hot, but it's bearable to me. I probably wouldn't eat a whole bag in one sitting, but
I know someone who
I don't. A lot of times with Doritos, I don't eat a whole bag in one sitting. So.
We know somebody that absolutely love these.
Oh yeah, loves heat. He would like this, but we were talking like really hot.
Well, another
like ghost pepper type hot.
Well, another YouTuber did a review of a chocolate bar called "Poop the Bed."
Yeah, Bunsters. Bunsters, yeah.
And we both we were watching the review, and we both looked at each other and went, "Yeah, that family member would absolutely love this."
Good video too. It was funny.
Funny. I felt sorry for the guys because it's like.
Well, the one he was with, which I think was his friend's son.
He was cool.
He was
man.
fine with it, you know. You could tell he's okay with heat. But
yeah.
he
The actual channel operator's like.
Yeah.
And he signals off, bring a bucket, because he was starting. He was starting to feel sick.
Because it was a big chocolate bar, and they split in half, and they had to have 12 little squares each. And so he was feeling it.
He wasn't feeling fine. He was, and you could see the color change come up in him. You know, like.
Oh yeah, he was turning red.
And he's doing the kind of thing, and like, jeez.
It was funny.
Yeah. So like, what are we gonna do with the rest of these?
Well, you don't want them? You don't think you'd eat anymore? Split them and eat the rest of them? Or
Yeah.
bring them to work and give them to somebody who likes hot.
Hmm.
That works too.
Oh, well, what we could do is we'll, off camera, we'll split them up and, so you don't see me going, it's too hot.
Well, the point, I think, with anything spicy, unless you're really good with spice and you like, burning your tongue, is just eat a couple at a time. Don't try to eat the whole bag at once. Just kind of eat a little bit at a time.
Or just don't take the bag, knock it back, and go,
If that's what you like to do, go right ahead.
Go ahead.
But, if not, then,
pump the brakes.
Just do, like,
One or
even
two.
a handful of time or a couple of time, and then, they don't go bad right away, so,
No.
I mean, eventually they'll start going stale, but it's a pretty small bag.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know if this is going to be a big seller.
For those who like heat, it will be. But see, I think a lot of times when they bring out stuff like this,
It's to test it.
it's to test it, or it's like a limited edition.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a couple others and we've never seen them again.
Yeah.
That we ended up liking and never saw them again.
Well,
So-
like when Jurassic Park, the new,
These were $1.69 here
here in
in
Canada.
Canada.
And this is what
For that size bag.
they consider this a snack size.
Snack size bag. Although snack size is actually about half that. Although it's not filled to the top.
So there's where the chips actually lay. So in a sense,
Yeah.
but
So you get all this extra bag.
that's just to suck you in to go, oh, whoa.
It seems bigger, but it's all air.
Exactly. I wonder, like, what they say at the back of this. If you have any questions or comments about this product, please call us. I wonder what kind of comments they've been getting off this. Like, oh my God, it's so hot! You sadistic.
Or you call that hot?
Can I get one with, like, 12 times the chili powder?
You never know. You call that hot? It's possible. We don't know.
You don't know. Exactly.
It'd be interesting to see what kind of comments. If you guys work at a place like that where people give their comments on your products,
Let
let
us
us know
know.
what people say.
And
I'm curious.
and we'll,
What are some of the comments you get?
and the funniest ones we'll read on air.
That would be funny.
So listen, why don't we wrap this up, because we need to go and do a couple things, and I need some fresh air because my mouth is on fire.
Mine's not.
She's tough with spice. Hands down, she's tough.
I can take spice and heat.
Like, geez, I only had 3 or 4 chips and my nose is running, and
plus, a tip for eating spicy stuff: don't shove the whole thing in your mouth all at once. Like he does. Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
before we go, why don't we tell everyone what's ahead on Monday?
What's ahead on Monday for you?
Monday I'll be doing my episode 2 recap of the season 2 of The Punisher.
That looks actually interesting. I haven't watched it. I've seen the movies, but I haven't watched the show yet.
So tune in on Monday.
On Netflix.
And I'll be giving my episode 2 recap. What's your Monday going to be like?
Monday's another episode of A Writer's Life. This week we did picking a genre and a big idea. So this time will be... What did I say I was going to do this week? Next week.
I don't know if we actually discussed that.
No.
Well, she's going to do another episode of her Writer's Life
A Writer's Life. Well, I thought of doing outlining and how to structure your story. because a lot of that you need to do before you come up with characters. You might already have thought of characters, but it's really your storyline is really important. Your characters will drive your storyline, but you need
Yeah.
your storyline kind of set. So I'll talk about, do you need an outline? What is an outline? How do you put together an outline? That sort of thing. That'll be Monday's episode for A Writer's Life on my channel. So what's your Wednesday going to be?
I'm yet to determine what my Wednesday opinion piece will be, but tune in to my 2 cents on Wednesday.
And To Matter of Opinion on Wednesday on my channel.
And as always, Friday, we're here.
Friday, live stream Friday.
And maybe we might not subject ourselves to something like this
We
again.
might find something else to subject ourselves to.
Too. Or if you want us, if you're, if we can find something that you guys suggest,
If we have it here.
If we have it
Maybe
here.
like those of you who aren't in Canada or in other parts of Canada, you might have heard of things that we can get here. You might not get
Yeah.
there, and because we do have some chocolates you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Or chips or whatnot, and we'll
We'll
see if we
review
can
'em.
get it, and let us know, and we'll see if we can review it and show it and what we thought of it,
Yeah.
and just another how our week was, and
Exactly.
whatever's happened in the news. If you have any ideas, stuff you want us to talk about,
Yeah. Yeah.
you let us know. You come and ask questions, even on our previous episodes. If there's something you want to ask,
Please
leave a
feel free.
comment or and we'll address it next Friday.
So, guys, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Have a great weekend.
And we will see you guys Monday.
This is Four Towers Films. Oh, don't forget, subscribe.
Like.
Oh, thank you for all the new subscribers.
She's got 4 now.
Got 4
4.
now, yes.
4.
Thank you. I hope you're enjoying what I'm
Her
uploading.
content. And
There'll probably be more. Don't worry, I'll be for the train. I know I've got my train fans out there. I will be doing more content with that soon. It's just been really cold lately, and snowy, so that's why I haven't done it. But I'm hoping this weekend will be good. We get out and do some more filming for that. So you have more of that content coming up soon too. So don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification button, or down here if you're on mobile. And
yeah, that's how I am. I'm on mobile.
if you're on the computer, it's up here. If you're on mobile, it's down here. And
Like the video.
Like, and comment
And we'll see.
on his channel too.
Yeah, I'd love it if, give me a like, give me a subscribe, hit that bell, and it will tell you every time I upload. My upload schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Same with me, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes you might get a surprise one here and there
You never know.
of different things we might see.
You never know. So always tune in, guys, and you might get an unexpected treat, that we might upload, or, you might miss out.
Hope you don't miss out.
Okay, guys, it's Doug 218, Four Towers
Four Towers
Films.
Films.
We are out.
Have a great weekend. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.